So this is the second video, which is enabling us to create dashboards. So the second worksheet that we're going to create is the pie chart. We're going to have a pie chart which is basically going to show the number of days that each student attended in the previous week, and the area of the pie chart is going to show on average their average travel time. So for example, you can see here we've got students who attended 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week, but students who attended 3 days a week, it took them the longest on average to travel to the university. These are the steps that we'll take to create the pie chart. We'll create a new worksheet, and then we'll select pie chart. We'll use the journey time, and we'll use that to change the angle and the colour. We'll be changing the measure to average, and then we'll be adding a label. Once we've done that, we'll configure it. We'll change the size, we'll change some of the names and add a title as appropriate. We'll rename the worksheet, and with a bit of luck, we'll end up with something that looks like this. So I'll switch to Tableau now, and let's create this pie chart. So let's create the second visualization, and this is going to be a pie chart. So first thing I'm going to do is go down here, and I'm going to create a new sheet to create the data visualization on. And this is going to be a pie chart, so I'll simply go to the mark shelf, and down here I can select pie chart. And this is going to show us journey time and days attended. So journey time is this category here, journey minutes. So I'm going to drag journey minutes onto the angle, because we want the angle inside the pie chart to represent the journey minutes. And also journey minutes, the journey time indicator, I'm going to put that onto colour. Now of course at the moment that's showing some, and that's not really what we want. What we really want is the average. So I'll just change that to the different measure to be average. I'm going to do that on both of those. And of course we just have one big average journey minutes, because we've not actually said that we want this to show different segments. And the way that we're going to do that is to use the days attend, which is here. And that days attend is going to be placed on the label indicator. Now, it's not quite right, and that's because what it's actually done, if you look at the measure that's actually automatically been created, it's trying to sum the days attended. That's because Tableau has looked at the data type here, days attended, 2, 3, 4, and it's decided it's a measure. But of course in this instance what we really want to do is we want to use it as if it was a dimension, as an indicator of the number of days. We're not really doing any maths over it. We're not saying 2 days plus 3 days attended or anything like that. So I'm just going to change the indicator here, and I'm going to make it an attribute, a dimension. And there's our pie chart with the different segments, and each of these segments represents the average journey time. So that's the basic setup. Now let's configure the way that this is actually displayed. First thing I'm going to do is change the size. So I'm going to say entire view, and we can use size here. And what that will do is that will just make the whole pie chart slightly bigger. So I'm just going to make it about that size. I think that's good. These numbers look a little bit small now compared to the size of the pie chart. So I'm just going to tap on here and increase the font size. Let's bring it up to 12, see what that looks like. Yep, that looks good. And this is all in blue at the moment. Of course you can configure the colour. So I'm just going to edit the colours, and we can pick from one of the different built-in settings. Let's use orange gold, for example. There we go. Now let's change the title. So I'm going to delete that, and let's call it average journey time and days attended. And the final thing that I want to do is I'm just going to rename the sheet so it's no longer called sheet 2. Let's just call it days. Now in this instance, because I've already changed the title of the graphic, you'll notice how when I change the title of the tab, it doesn't automatically overwrite that. So I've got a nice title here and I've got a title for the sheet. So I'll save that and we'll move on to the next infographic chart.